AMG 40351 JP.
Come on, people. Oh, I am live now. Okay. For some reason, my phone wasn't showing me live yet. I see Steve and Rosemary out there. and Bill K. Let me turn this sound down. There we go. All right. So far, so good. The outside camera looks pretty good. It's a little dark in here. Turn my dome light on. It brightens up a little bit. Also got the back view. And then I got my rooftop mounted camera. That's actually on the roof. I didn't want to have any type of windshield reflection when I did my broadcast, so I got a really strong magnetic camera mount that goes right on the roof there. So all three cameras have microphones, but I've got them all the ones shut off except for the one directly in front of me. It looks like it may be peaking a little bit. Let me adjust that. Put it to about 0 dB. Okay, I think that's good. And my air conditioner, you might hear a little hum. Yeah, Rosemary, it looks like the camera does work good low light. Even without my dome light on, you can still see me from the dashboard lights, so that's pretty good. And from the back seat, you can see my silhouette. You can see my silhouette and see out the front window a little bit. So this ought to be interesting. Let me drive around and see what it looks like on some of these brighter lit areas out here. I'm glad you brought that up, Rosemary, earlier today, because I didn't even think about trying it at night. It looks like the streaming is working fairly well. The parking lot I was just in, that's actually our police department. Figured that'd be a safe spot since I know all the cops. In fact, I've been thinking about contacting my old Citizen Patrol unit. Possibly do a ride along with them using my camera, so you can kind of like cops. So far, I'm kind of pleased with everything that I've got set up here. Yeah, 45 degrees there. Well, it's still 74 degrees here, and it's 8:09 p.m. So we did get cool for a little while last week. Now it's kind of warmed back up again here in Texas. But I know we've only got a couple of weeks left of warm weather, then it's going to suddenly get wet and cold. I've actually been getting ready to move my plants back indoors for the winter. Nothing like waiting to the last minute to do it. But as long as the weather's good, I'm going to leave them outside, but I'm going to get everything prepared inside for them when it's time for them to come in. Another cool thing too, all my cameras, when they go live, they got a little red light on them so I can tell which camera is on. I can also put this software into automatic mode where it'll automatically switch in between cameras without me having to do anything. And you can select the camera which one you want on the most, so it'll give that a little more time than the other cameras. Because my initial thought was if I have a 3-camera setup in here, someone's going to have to switch between cameras. But this software is pretty amazing. It'll do it automatically for you. Yeah, Bill K, I saw that it was raining up there. I've got a friend that lives in Santa Rosa. It looks like they've been pretty wet the last few days. In fact, I know it was raining last night when I was watching the broadcast up there. head back over here to probably the biggest tourist area we have in the colony. It's called Grandscape. That's where Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley have their Rock and Brews restaurant. We've also got the world's largest furniture store there. And we also have the world's largest sporting goods store there. We've got the second tallest Ferris wheel in Texas at 180 feet. The tallest one being at Fair Park. And inside Schill's sporting goods store, there's a Ferris wheel indoors. That one is, I think, 4 stories high, something like that. This place gets a little busy at night. Right here we got Rock and Brews. I'll try to get in a better position so you, wow, look at all the cars here tonight in the barbecue spot. Hard 8 Barbecue. They're known for their barbecue, but also they put out so much smoke from their barbecue. What's this guy doing? You gotta be kidding me, dude. Or dudette. She wouldn't let me pass before she backed out. Yeah, but it's Hard 8 Barbecue. Like I said, they've got so much smoke here for their barbecue that it blows across the highway into the residential neighborhood, and people complain about it. You know, you wouldn't think you'd get tired of barbecue smell, but I guess when you smell it 24/7, it gets a little old. God, this place is packed tonight. And we'll drive around Rock and Brews here. And here's Rock and Brews right here. They're pretty packed too. And direct in front of us, we got Cigars International. Big cigar place. You can actually, I think, buy a humidor or rent one there for your cigars. I don't smoke cigars, so I've never been inside that place. The parking lot's packed tonight at Rock and Brews. Well, it's got all sorts of food places out here. Pizza places, Mexican restaurants. And here's the front of Rock and Brews. You can't really see it from camera angle, but this is the front entrance. And this big sign here, you can't see it because the way the camera situates, the neck of a guitar lights up the whole parking lot. Yeah, I gotta get out here. It's too confining in this parking spot here. Parking place. Yeah, I'm pleased with that rooftop camera. That one working pretty good. You smoke cigars, Bob? I smoke cigarettes, and I don't want to get any worse than that. I've already been smoking way too long. Another problem over here too, because of all the clubs and everything. A lot of drunk drivers over here. When I was with Citizen Patrol, there was all sorts of drunk driving going on over here. real careful. And here's Nebraska Furniture Mart. Oh, the green neon. World's largest furniture store. You got a huge parking lot. This is the parking lot you're looking at here. This is the parking lot. And off in the far right is actually the store itself. I'll drive down in front here so you can see the front of the store. And believe it or not, I've never been inside this store. I've patrolled it, I've done fundraisers in front of the store, but I've never stepped foot inside. It's just too big. I mean, I would need a scooter. This thing is gigantic. They've got their own security. Right there they are out in front right now. Just keeps going and going. Now, directly in front of us, you might be able to see right there by the moon is the Ferris wheel. I've never seen the Ferris wheel at night, so this is pretty cool. I'll get over in the parking lot, get a better view of it. Yeah, Bob, I've been smoking cigarettes for about 50 years now, and I've had 8 heart attacks, and I still can't give them up. I've tried, and it's just not easy. So, you know, I'm almost 65 years old, so, you know, I'm still alive. And there's the Ferris wheel off to the right. They got all sorts of different colored lights on it. It's cool. I'll get up in this parking lot and take a look. Situate the truck around so I can get a good view. Wow, they're really busy. This is just a Thursday night. And directly in front of the Ferris wheel is the Jurassic World exhibition. They've been here for several months now, and they're going to be here, I think, till the first of the year. There's Grandscape Security. Go down this way. There's a good view of the Ferris wheel. Kind of a high dollar Ferris wheel. And look at that. Oh, there's one of the colony's finest going by. And look at that billboard over here. Where's this guy going? Like, this thing is about 30 feet tall and about 15 feet wide. All right, enough of this. Yeah, I think the hardest part about giving up cigarettes, you got the physical part you have to give up, but you also got the mental part of it. You know, just certain things you do, it just seems like you need to have a cigarette in your hand. That's always been seemed to be my problem. You know, I can put on a nicotine patch and feel satisfied until I do something that requires me to have a cigarette, and then suddenly I'm thinking of cigarette even with a nicotine patch. But, you know, it is what it is. Let me go out this way. Does the audio sound okay? I've got one microphone set at 0 dB. And it's about, I don't know, 3 feet from my face. So I'm hoping the audio level is good over any other noises. And straight ahead is Andretti Indoor Go-Karting. Yeah, it's a huge indoor go-kart track. I haven't been in there yet, right? Because I don't ride go-karts anymore. But I ought to go in there just to watch. Just go, dude. You know, over here on the right with the big A on the wall. And there's all sorts of stores and restaurants. This place is like an oasis. It's like it's one of our big draws out here in the colony. You know, the colony, I've lived in the colony for 40 years. And when we first moved out here, it was way out in the boonies. It was nothing but houses. That was it. We were just a bedroom community, just a residential area, no businesses whatsoever. But in the past 10 years, it's really grown. Let me get back over here. Jay Walker right there. Yeah, don't, God, idiots. Oh, here's another one. Go ahead. He's not a cop, he's a security cop. This guy taking up 2 lanes here. Like I said, there's a lot of drinking that goes on out here, so there's a lot of drunk people. In fact, when I was with Citizen Patrol, we used to have to impound a lot of cars out here. We weren't responsible for arresting them. Of course, I couldn't arrest anybody, but we were in charge of impounding the cars after they were arrested. So we spent a lot of time on this strip right here. Kind of getting to the end of it here, so I'll circle back around. We'll go through Lava Cantina's parking lot. Lava Cantina, I was on patrol one night and stopped by there, and Snoop Dogg was doing his DJ thing. Oh man, they changed this up. I can't get over there. You gotta be kidding me. Oh well, I'm gonna have to take the long way around. Well, we'll see what this looks like on a dark service road. And we got this super highway through here. Used to be a 2-lane blacktop road. Now it's a 7-lane super highway with 3-lane service roads. So we actually got 7 we got like 13 lanes of traffic now coming through. It used to be 1 lane each direction back 40 years ago. Back around this way. There's a Chick-fil-A off to my left, and it is packed. There'll be 15 cars in line, 2 lanes wide. And it's a Thursday night. Yeah, my AC's a little chilly now. Okay, now we're heading back over there. You can see the Ferris wheel off in the background. I only see 3 people in the chat. Just curious, did you guys get a notification that I was going live? guess that's one of the important things about hitting that reminder bell. But I just posted it an hour before I went live, so I'm just curious how that worked. Okay, now we're leaving the entertainment district, and we're going to head back to the residential part of the city. The part of the city that's not so glamorous. And let me get in this lane. This is the weirdest bridge. Some type of a diamond bridge where the traffic crosses a couple of times. Oh, I don't want. Oh yeah, I want to go here. Okay. It's so confusing. Now I'm on the service road on the north side. Got a mattress firm over there. We used to have like 5 mattress stores out here. I don't know, it's because we had so many residential houses. I don't know. That was odd. We had so many mattress stores. Got our Home Depot. I was hoping to come across some type of a DWI or something tonight, because I know the cops out here since I used to work with them. Get some good shots of a DWI going down, or a drug bust. Our city used to be so small, we used to not have crime out here. Now we've got crime like any other big city. It's sickening. A lot of drug use out here. Go to the interior shot here. Back seat. Off to our right, we got our budget suites, where these people are just one step above homeless. A lot of crime in that area. Right next door to a liquor store. That's convenient. Yeah, we got quite a few liquor stores out here now too. I think I'm gonna stop and get a vanilla shake. I haven't had a vanilla shake in a while. You know, when my wife was sick, I lost like 30 pounds. And since she passed away almost 6 months ago, I think I'm starting to gain it all back now. I didn't really eat there very much for a while. And of course, what would any city be without the obligatory Walmart? A lot of crime in this parking lot. Unfortunately, the police can't do anything about it because it's private property. These stop signs, these are suggestions. That's what the police call them. They're suggestions because there's nothing the police can do to enforce it on private property. People coming out without mask. I'm sorry, I'm vaccinated, but I wear my mask, and I'm a Republican. What does that make me? I figure if you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you don't, that's your problem. I'm looking out for number one. Look at all these cars just parked out here. I was on patrol one time and people sleep in these cars. They're not allowed to sleep in parking lots. So if I saw somebody sleeping, I'd get a unit over here and they'd wake their ass up, get them off the property. They can do that, but they can't enforce traffic laws on private property. And our famous Whataburger. This Whataburger was actually mentioned on David Letterman's show one time. One of the kids that worked here thought it'd be funny to put marijuana in a breakfast burrito to one of our police officers. And it made national news, and David Letterman made a joke about it. That Whataburger right there. But my favorite place is Jack in the Box across the street here. In fact, I worked at Jack in the Box 1973, back when I was 16 years old. And I got hooked on their tacos and their vanilla shakes. Let's see if their shake machine's working.
Hello, can I please?
Yeah, let me have a regular size vanilla shake.
What was it?
Vanilla shake?
Vanilla shake? It's, you want a regular or like?
Regular vanilla shake.
Okay, anything else?
That's all.
It'll be $3.99 for support.
That's one of the issues down here. There's a language barrier. I don't care how many times I come to this Jack in the Box, I have to repeat my order 2 or 3 times before they understand what the hell I'm saying. That's a pretty good picture there. Nice and clean. I can also put up graphics too. I can put that up. Let me change that. Change that to black letters. make that darker. Yeah, I got some stories about Jack in the Box from when we worked there back in the 70s.
$3.99.
Thank you. Asshole. Got a smirk on his face. I forgot they changed the shakes. They've got cherry and whipped cream on it now. Too messy to eat in the truck. I just eat that and I go home. All right. Yeah, one of the problems with our city, one of the reasons crime went up so much is because they put this highway in, and you got a lot of people that exit here that don't live in the city that cause the crimes, and it's easy in and out for criminals. You know, there's been many times when I was on patrol, we hear that somebody committed some type of crime and they're headed towards the highway. Well, there's a delay from the time that call is called in and the dispatch dispatched us. By the time we responded to it, they're already on the highway and they're gone. So that was always an issue. We had a shooter at a hotel one time back in 2017. And all of our police officers were up in Denton, which is probably about 20 miles from here, doing active shooter training. Well, that was the day we actually had an active shooter here. And all of my guys from Citizen Patrol, they were up there training with the police officers. So we were shorthanded here, and at one point, the officers that were inside the hotel were calling for somebody to block the driveway to the hotel so the guest wouldn't be driving into a shooting situation. Well, I was the only one around, so I went ahead and volunteered, and I drove over by the hotel, blocked the driveway, and got out of the car and hid behind the car because I was so close, I could actually hear the gunshots going off. So if I could hear it, I figured a bullet might make that way too. So, and the person that was causing the active shooter situation wasn't from the city here. He was somebody from Lubbock that was passing through and stopped at the hotel. You know, before we didn't have all these people just passing through the city, and the crime was always low, very low. Nowadays, even small towns have got high crime rates. This is our main street here. This used to be a 2-lane blacktop road. It used to take us about 30 to 45 minutes to get out of this city in the morning because it would just back up for miles. And now that they've widened it, 3 lanes each way, it still backs up for miles. The problem is north of here, they're really building big time north of here, and everybody has to go south to go to work. So in the morning time, it's bumper to bumper going to south, and in the afternoon, it's bumper to bumper going north through the city. I told the city council I need to put a toll booth through here. All those people that don't even live in the city got to cut through our city to get out. And just a pain. don't know if y'all can see that. We got a full moon tonight. Actually, last night was the full moon. This is the day after the full moon, but it's nice and clear here. And it's still 75 degrees. Yeah, this is kind of the residential area. In fact, the part of the city we're in now was the original part of the city where the city started. So these are the older houses. These houses were built right about 74, 75. My house was built in 82, but I rented a house for a year and a half out here. Yeah, I moved out here June 1st of 1981. I was hoping I'd see some type of police action tonight. I'm not seeing anything. And of course, like every other city, we got our Dollar General over here on the right. We got 2 CVS's out here. Man, all the bars are really full for a Thursday night. You know, I was thinking, the reason I set up this truck the way it is because, you know, when the pandemic hit, everybody started getting their own talk shows, you know, and they'd invite guests on, you know, several shows like that where, you know, you split the screen and you talk with somebody. Well, you know, that got to me, that got kind of old. It wasn't original anymore. Well, now that the pandemic is somewhat lifting, you know, let's get out, you know. If I'm going to interview somebody, hey, I got my truck here. Jump in the truck. We'll drive around. We'll do the interview right here, you know, and actually go someplace instead of just being locked up, you know, in your room. Yeah, I'm going to make one more circle here, then I'm going to head back to the house. There's the Ferris wheel straight ahead. This is Memorial Drive. It runs parallel to the toll road over there. Yeah, I'm using a 5G hotspot for my internet connection here. Works pretty well. And being in Dallas-Fort Worth, we've got 5G is pretty much saturated, so just about anywhere I go, I should be able to get a pretty good signal. You know, the 5G hotspot is right in the passenger seat over here. Yeah, the 5G works fine unless you're at a big event. If you're at an event where there's thousands of people using their cell phones, well, good luck. Because at that point, the bandwidth is being all sucked up, and, you know, you got 5G or not, you're not going to get a good connection. The bandwidth is going to be really low. But I think traveling down the highway, you know, you're getting cell site to cell site, it should be pretty good. They got some type of, go to the park over here. They got soccer or baseball, something going on. Football. Yeah, Memorial Drive has a lot of hotels. And then just to the north of Memorial, we got all residential. We got the huge park here, 5-star park, where we have 4th of July celebration, Veterans Day celebrations. Yeah, the high school is right up here, and the park is right across the street from the high school. High school kids use the park to park in. High school off to the left. Yeah, this parking lot looks pretty full. Yeah, baseball. Dallas, Fort Worth, they're about 30 miles apart from each other. And if you're on top of a skyscraper in Dallas, you can see Fort Worth off to the west. Or if you're in Fort Worth on a skyscraper, you can see Dallas. I've done both. I used to have radio equipment on top of skyscrapers and radio towers out here. And Arlington, where the Cowboys stadium is, the AT&T Stadium, that's in Arlington. It's kind of like the halfway point. It used to be you drove from Dallas to Fort Worth and it would be nothing but country. Now it's city all the way. I mean, this whole North Texas area is growing up so much. I mean, everybody's moving here. I mean, when we moved here in 1965, the population of Dallas was 150,000. Now the entire metroplex, Dallas, Fort Worth, and all the suburb cities, we're like 7 to 9 million now. It's luckily we have land though. I mean, we're still spreading out. There's still country around, unlike New York or LA, where you're pretty much landlocked. There's nowhere else to build. And that high school in front of us, that's where my son and my daughter graduated from. They recently remodeled the front of the school. It looks a lot different than when my kids went there. Yep, I think I'm going to head on to the house now. I'll just keep the camera going until I get there. Oh, we went a colony cop. You know, I have to ask the chief of police about that. I would love to do a ride-along with the old Citizen Patrol unit again. You know, not as a member, but just as a videographer. You know, I helped start the Citizen Patrol unit back in it was late 2015, early 2016. And we went through about 6 months of training. Finally got 3 squad cars, fully loaded. And our first patrol was July 2nd, I think it was, July 2nd, 2016. And I basically started it off from scratch. But the good thing is I got to know all the cops. There's a lot of new cops that I don't know now, but at one time I knew everybody on a SWAT team. I knew all the patrol cops. I knew all the detectives. I knew the undercover agents. Both assistant police chiefs, the police chief himself. In fact, I'm doing a project for the police chief now. I need to finish up. You've heard of Blair Witch? This is Blair Oaks that we're on. No connection. really impressed the way that rooftop camera looks. It's really crisp and clean and got good color. And it's kind of a dark street. I kind of look like a ghost sitting here. If I turn this on, it does lighten things up. If I had a passenger, it would light up their seat as well. So something to think about if I do nighttime drives with somebody. In the back seat, I can have this software automatically switch between cameras, or I can manually do it. Right now I've got the automatic turned off, and I'm just tapping my tablet to whichever camera I want on. And every bit of this is wireless too. There are no wires to my 3-camera system here. It's all wireless. All 3 cameras are Wi-Fi capable. I connect them all through my tablet as long as we're on the same network. And I control everything from the tablet. And of course the signal goes through my 5G hotspot out to T-Mobile for my internet connection. Yeah, I want to thank you guys for tuning in and helping me out, testing this thing out. I think it's doing exactly what I want it to. So, and I think I finally understand almost every aspect of it now. Nothing worse than someone always stopping their show or whatever because they're trying to figure something out on the system. I just want to turn it on and have it all set and go without any issues. And the only way you can really do that is do a couple of test runs. And that's what I'm doing today. Did the daytime test, now this is the nighttime test, and I know it'll work in both situations, which is great. In a moment here, I'm going to switch to the backseat camera so nobody knows what street I'm on, so they can't follow me home. You went to hey Bob, you went to Six Flags in 1969. It's changed quite a bit since then. I don't think they fly the 6 Texas flags anymore, the 6 Flags. They're all, because we had Spain, France, Mexico. Well, the woke people didn't like that, so they're just 6 Flags, non-denominational flags now. They took out the Indian canoe ride. Anything that related to race or anybody but white people, they did away with. I just don't get it. That's my grocery store. That's where I buy all my goodies. Mariana Kebabs. I haven't been there since they changed the name. I heard they had some great hamburgers and fries. Then they added Mediterranean food and they changed the name. But what we've kind of figured out, in the colony, the only restaurants that really do well are the ones that are off the freeway. Well, it's not the freeway, it's a tollway. When you got to drive into the city, people are usually just passing through, going home, north of us. Or they just want to go home, they don't want to deal with it. But you got a lot of people on the highway that'll stop for dinner and not even associated with the city, which is good because the city gets all the tax dollars from it. Let me switch to my back seat. And that was about an hour-long test. Yeah, that Kroger has been there quite a while, but it started off as a Winn-Dixie. Actually, I think Kroger is like the third name that it's had. We also had a Food Lion out here, which is now City Hall. Used to have another grocery store on the south side of town, and it totally went away. It became a fitness center. Now I think it's empty. All right, pulling up my driveway. All right, once again, guys, appreciate you tuning in tonight. Help me out with this test. And I'm going to go in there and eat my vanilla shake. So I'm not sure when I'll be back on again. I finally got, now that I know I can do this, I can go on some road trips, take y'all along with me. Here in the next few weeks, I'm going to be doing a video about Bonnie and Clyde. Actually, there's going to be two of them. One of them is going to be about the movie Bonnie and Clyde. They did a lot of filming here in North Texas. So I'm going to cover a lot of those film locations for the movie. Then I'm going to do another one about the real life Bonnie and Clyde. You know, their real hideouts, their real houses, where they lived, where they're buried. Because all of them are buried here, you know, within 20 miles from here. So I'm going to do one on there. And if I get an opportunity, I want to go down to Waxahachie, Texas. Since it's Halloween, there's a couple that live in Waxahachie, Texas that built an exact duplicate of the Munsters house, which is pretty cool. In fact, Butch Patrick, Eddie Munster, was there yesterday. I was hoping I'd get down, because I heard he was coming. I didn't know when, though. But I'm going to go down there and take a tour and probably do a video of the house itself. But with it being Halloween, I have to see how much, you know, how much booked they are. They may be booked all the way to Halloween. I'm not sure. And it's not free. You know, I think you got to have 4 people in your group, and it's $120. So basically it's, you know, what, $30 a piece. So I'm thinking, even if I got to pay $120 just to go through it myself, I might even do that. But that's what I got in the works now. And that's about it. I think I'm going to sign off now. Like I said, man, I appreciate